Hi guys! Since I'm sitting here, I want to make another video, and this video is something that I was thinking about a while ago, that I never got around to making a video about, and what I want to talk about is sort of like personality traits, I guess, as far as being introverted or being extroverted. And that's really something that's sort of fascinating to me and interesting to me. Well, I mean, all of that stuff is because I'm really, I don't know, I'm fascinated by people and their behavior and motivation and why people do what they do and how they become the person that they are. And so I'm really interested in all of that sort of things. And I do a lot of self-reflection and thinking about myself and other people and stuff that I see and all that. So I was thinking about this in particular, I think because I have been making all these changes in my life and stuff. And one of those changes is just becoming more involved with people and in my community and doing things. And in the past, I haven't really done that, and that's been because of a lot of reasons. Most recently, it's been a lot because I have been really depressed for a couple of years. But even before that, I got to thinking, and I'm like, I wasn't depressed my whole life. And I still kind of hung back from doing a lot of things, and I got to thinking about why that is. And I don't consider myself to be a shy person. I was when I was a kid. I was terribly shy, horribly shy. But the weird thing is I always had friends. So I guess I never really noticed it or thought about it because I wasn't like some kind of outcast or something. Yeah, I don't know. I was just very shy. And I kind of grew out of it, I guess you could say, when I got into high school. And since then, I haven't really considered myself to be a shy person. And I guess if I get in a certain situation now and then, I might be. But overall, not really. Because I don't have a problem talking to people or interacting with people and things like that in my daily life. But then I got to thinking about myself more, and I'm like, I think I'm more of an introverted person. Well, I know I'm more of an introverted person. And again, I guess I always sort of associated being introverted with being shy, like synonyms for the same thing. So then I had to kind of look it up and research it a little bit. And I discovered that being introverted is not the same as being shy. And then it started to make sense to me, like why I do a lot of the things I do or have in the past and stuff. And I am definitely an introverted person for the most part. And so like if it's on a spectrum here and like here's an extroverted person, here's an introverted person, I'd say I'm like over here, like I'm definitely more towards this side. And so basically what I learned about introverted people is they say it's how you get energy or expend energy. So like an introverted person, when they socialize with other people, they have to expend energy to do that. And so it can be very exhausting. And introverted people aren't the kind of people that want to be with people all the time. Whereas extroverted people are like that. They do want to be with people all the time. They are like social butterflies, that they get their energy from being with people. And so I'm like, yeah, that explains me more because I do love to be around people and to socialize and to get out and do things. But then I also have to have my time alone. Like if I have a really busy couple of days or something, I want to spend like an entire day just by myself, not doing anything, not talking to anyone, and just like, okay, I'm chilling from all of this stuff I've been doing. And again, it's not that I'm like antisocial and I don't want to be around people, but it's just kind of like, almost like it gets to a point where it's like chaotic in my brain or something. And it's kind of funny, like, I do like to do things alone a lot. And maybe because I'm an introverted person, I tend to gravitate towards things that I do alone. But just things that I like some of the things I like reading, you don't do that with somebody else. I don't know, just crafting, stuff that you do alone. Like biking or hiking. Like, I mean, you can do that with somebody else, but it's kind of like, oh, you're hiking in the woods and stuff, and you're like reflecting, and you're not necessarily hiking with someone and having this big old conversation. So the things that I like to do a lot of times are things that are by myself, and I don't feel alone when I'm doing it. I'm not like lonely. I'm enjoying it a lot. And when I am alone, I know people kind of find this strange, but I like to sit in like complete silence. I'd like to listen to the radio sometimes, but I do not like listening to the television. I can't stand it. In fact, it's just chaos to me. Like, if the kids are running around and my husband's sitting there watching TV and there's like stuff going on, I feel like my stress level is going like this. Like, I can't handle it, and I'm always turning the TV off on people, and I'm just like, turn it off, turn it off. And I don't watch TV when I'm by myself. I might like watch a movie at the very end of the night when, again, I'm alone and I'm just kind of relaxing, and I might do that. But I don't just have the TV on, and I don't just randomly watch TV. I don't like it. It's more stress-inducing to me than sitting in the silence. Like, I love to just sit in the quiet and just, it's peaceful to me. So obviously, if you're with people all the time and there's noise and there's this and there's that, that's not, some people may like that, but to me, it's not relaxing. And it's fun sometimes, but again, I have to like escape from that and unwind. And so anyways, that's just kind of me, like my personality and everything. And it's kind of interesting because doing a lot of the stuff that I have been doing recently, I kind of have to push myself out of my normal comfort zone because it's not necessarily super comfortable for me to just go up to strange people and start talking to them. Even though I may want to, sometimes I don't. But then I kind of make myself, because I'm like, you're going to enjoy yourself anyway, so you might as well just do it. So I go ahead and do it, or, put myself in these other kinds of social situations that maybe I wouldn't normally, just because. So yeah, I mean, in the past, I've avoided a lot of things, and I guess I feel a lot better now because I am doing those things. But it's just interesting, I guess, what I learned about introverted people, and sort of why they're introverted. Well, maybe not why, but the traits associated with being an introverted person. Like, I always felt kind of bad for like liking to be alone. Like, maybe there's something wrong with me. Like, shouldn't I want to be going out and doing this stuff all the time and having people over all the time and blah, 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 blah. And I always felt like a little strange, but now that I've learned that like that's just a characteristic of introverted people, that they like to be alone, I don't feel so weird about it. And I guess also it's kind of becoming more comfortable with who you are as a person. Now that I realize how I am and that I'm not a super extroverted person, I never will be a super extroverted person. I am a friendly person, I think, and a nice person. And again, it's something that I'm working on, being more outgoing with people. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes anyways, and all of that. But I do really believe that being an introvert or an extrovert is something that's kind of like hardwired in your personality, I guess. Like, if you're naturally a really outgoing extroverted person, you can kind of rein yourself in for a while probably, but eventually you're going to just burst out of there because that's not you. And the same on the other hand, if you're an introverted person, you can force yourself to go and do all these things and be like really extreme and all of this stuff, but eventually you're going to withdraw because you're going to be so overwhelmed with stuff that you're going to be like, I can't do it anymore. And so I guess I'm thinking about that now because I don't want to burn myself out, but I'm like so excited to be doing all this stuff, and I really am motivated to do a lot of stuff right now and meet a lot of people and get involved in all this stuff. So with all the stuff I'm doing, I'm kind of feeling the burn a little bit, like burn out a little bit. Just from going every day, all the time doing stuff. Excuse me. And so I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to push myself too much to do things that I don't want to say that I don't want to do, because I do want to do them. But it's just interesting seeing different people. And there's one friend that I recently made, and she has 3 kids, also like me. And her kids are similar ages of my kids. And she's just like so like beautiful, you know, like she looks just awesome all the time, and I'm thinking like, how do you do it? And she's the kind of person that she is, like with friends every single day and doing this and this and this every single day and always busy and always working on stuff, and I'm like, how does she find the time? How does she find the time to do all this stuff? And on the one hand, I'm kind of like, gosh, I really want to be like her. Like, I want to be like doing stuff every single day, and I want to be involved in all this stuff. And on the one hand, I do, like, I think that I do want that, but then I start doing all this stuff and I'm like, ultimately I do crave some alone time too in there. But she probably is not the same type of person as me. So she, you know, her motivation is different than mine. So it's just kind of an interesting little something to talk about and think about, and I don't know, just how people are, and thoughts thoughts on introversion.